It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday Night Live. Gonna meditate. Talk about shit. It's gonna be real good. Just you wait. It's Tuesday. Tuesday. It's Tuesday Night Live. Getting ready for the people to come and receive the teachings that come from above. Yeah, the Buddha was my teacher first, but now I'm here in Los Angeles. Tuesday nights are the place to be on Facebook Live, just live streaming. Gonna have some fun, some laughs. We're gonna hang out together. It'll be a gas. What's up? Where you from? Tell me how you're doing tonight. I'm just gonna rap the whole hour long, and then I'll play another song. Tuesday Night Live. It's a monk. Feeling like we all gotta connect to each other. Open up the portal, stream another. Feel it from your heart. That's the place to start. It's a work of art. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday, everybody's favorite day of the week. This is Tuesday Night Live. I am your host, Seth the Monkey Monk, coming at you live from Woodland Hills, California, just next to Malibu. Hello, April. Hello, Phil. Hello, Sue from rainy Massachusetts. Believe it or not, I am heading back to the Massachusetts, New Hampshire area on Saturday. I'm going to be back for spending a week in the forests of New Hampshire. And then I'm going to be taking a week, the last week of this month, to be doing some healings. One at Dragonfly Wellness and Air, and one at Moon River up in Pelham. And then on the 30th, so the end of the month, I'm leading an energy healers training in Pelham, New Hampshire. For those of you that want to spend like a day with me and get some really intense trainings, that is what is happening. Looking forward to it. How are you all doing tonight? Feel free to send me a couple messages. Let me know what's going on. Let me know if there's anything you want to hear about. As always, these talks are unplanned. They are a stream of consciousness, a flow. Really just comes down to what is needed. My intention is to serve you the best that I can. Every Tuesday night, we are doing a bit of an interactive chat, and followed by an interactive energy/healing round. I am going to try to figure out next Tuesday how to do it, as I'll be in the forest. So maybe I'll try to get some reception somewhere. Little forest bathing. And if it's 6:30 here, that's what, like 9:30 in Massachusetts? So we'll figure that out. If I'm not on here next Tuesday, you know why. So let me know where you guys are at, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're working on, what kinds of things are in your mind. I will rap again if I have to. So, something that actually is interesting is how's the volume, by the way? How's me talking today, and how's the music to my words? Is the music like super background, or is it kind of like foreground? It's always that weird thing where I don't know if what I'm hearing is what you're hearing. So just give me a quick like music works. Thank you, Phil, for that conversion. Glad it. All right, Trish. Glad you're here. Glad I'm here. You would like to work on not being lonely. That's beautiful. Well, the good news is, how to find a purpose too. The good news is that we could never actually be alone. That lonely is a feeling, as we know, and feelings they represent reality. They attempt to correctly apprehend reality. I think I mentioned this in one of my most recent talks. Is that our feelings try to paint an accurate picture of reality and give us a felt sense of it. They are, however, quite limited in their ability to do that. So, something like lonely is a feeling that is creating a felt sense of being alone, actually being alone. There's normally more nuances within that. Normally, there's also the nuances of not being seen, not being loved, not being appreciated, not being understood. If we dive into the reality and something called like a reality check in that sense, we can really just even notice by as I'm breathing in and out, other people are breathing in and out, that even just through the exchange of gases, we are directly connected in our bodies, right? That on the physical level, we're all just bouncing off of each other through an exchange of material. The truth of this world is that we're constantly surrounded by other people. Many people are um, woven into our lives in the past, in the present, and the future. That generally we feel lonely because we feel that our deepest self is not being seen or shared or explored. And sometimes, to be seen, we have to show ourselves. There's um, there's this video that I was just shown today on my men's group call, and it was a man and a woman on an escalator, and the escalator was going up, and then it just got stuck and it stopped. And the man and the woman are like, "Hey, we're stuck on this escalator. We need help." And they're, calling people and trying to get help. And it's an escalator, right? So it's actually now just a pair of stairs. As Mitch Hedberg says, if an escalator breaks, don't worry. It has now just become stairs. I apologize for the convenience. So they could just walk right off of the thing, but instead they're sitting there and they're help me and I need help, right? So it was a demonstration of just a lack of somebody doing the thing that they needed to do to help themselves. That sometimes there's just these really easy steps we can make to shift our situation. And loneliness is actually something that a lot of us feel. So I just also want to say that, not to minimize that feeling. That's a very common feeling, especially in today's culture. So humans are social animals. We used to live together in tribes. Society, sociality was built into humanity. And as technology has advanced, life has become more and more insular, that now because of your phone or your device, you can connect to people, you can order things, you can get music whenever you want, you can have light whenever you want, right? So we used to need fires. We used to need people to help make the fires, people to play music, people to help cook food, people to find and hunt and gather the food, right? So we used to all rely on each other for survival. So community was just a part of survival. And as things have developed, we're kind of more and more isolated to the fact that you have something like a single mother, right? So this woman by herself with children trying to survive, and that's something that was not that common back in the day. That it just probably wasn't even that possible, right? Because we just rely on other people to help find food or help defend us from wolves or whatever. So in the progression of our culture and the progression of our society, we've come to this point where we're more and more isolated to the fact that we're now separate from other people. And as the progression of technology is happening, we're going to then also, if you kind of just follow the trend, we're going to also then start to become more separated from ourselves, right? Because that's the microscopic thing, right? So we're separated from our external environment, then we're separated from each other, and then you're going to start getting separated from yourself. So that's going to look more like wearables and like VR sort of things and things where our actual interaction with ourself directly is going to start getting also influenced and infiltrated by technology, and it just keeps getting more and more fractalized. But realizing that and seeing that, we get to step away from that. So first of all, just acknowledging the social context is always important, knowing that we're not alone, knowing that this is a thing. And then secondary, saying, okay, cool, what can I do about it? So realizing this is a feeling that I want to feel connected with, I want to feel seen, I want to feel loved. And then also the why. Why am I lonely, right? Am I not putting myself out there? Do I not feel worthy? Have I been hurt in the past and I have things I haven't dealt with, right? Do I need to find more aligned friends and community? What is the actual situation that is keeping us feeling lonely or alone? Some people are surrounded by people all day long and they feel really freaking lonely, right? A lot of like rock stars, right? They're on stage and they have thousands of people screaming for them, and then they get backstage and they just drink themselves. They feel alone, right? Because there's parts of them that don't really get the connection. So for ourselves, getting really clear what parts of ourselves are looking for connection that aren't getting it and why. What do we need to do? Is it that we need to come forward? We need to be maybe more vulnerable. We need to share more. We need to be more active or proactive. In this world, it's kind of one of those things, but no one's going to save us. That we have to save ourselves. We have to put out the effort, and then the universe also reciprocates. That being said, there's also always available spiritual connection, that one can always connect to the spiritual level, connect to oneself in deeper ways, connect to the spiritual level, and then also connect to others, even if they're not physically present with us, through things as easy as phone calls or text or emails or Facebook things. But also, one meditation that I really appreciated when I was with Thich Nhat Hanh, living in Plum Village in France, is that we were sitting with the monks and nuns and we were all breathing. And they said, think about someone who you just love so much, your mother, or your father, your child, your partner, whoever. And as you're breathing, just imagine that they're breathing too right now. In this moment, they are also breathing right with you. We are all breathing at the same moment together. As the sun is gently hitting you, just feeling that same sun is hitting them. And as I see the moon, that moon is the same moon that they're seeing. And as I touch the earth with my feet, as I slowly walk, their feet are touching the same sweet earth. And with every breath, we are breathing together. With every step, we are walking together to really open up into that timeless spatialless element where we're all kind of just here together doing the thing. And even for myself, my father passed away a few years ago. And sometimes when I do walking meditation, I still, again, use this tool from Thich Nhat Hanh where I'll just imagine that I'm holding his hand and I'll just be walking. And I'll just make my hand into a fist and I'll just pretend that I'm holding his hand and I'll just connect to him. He's not here physically anywhere on this earth, but I can still connect to him, to his spirit, to his love, to his presence. And that's also the power of the spirit, is that it goes beyond time and space and material. So this is, a really powerful practice. And there's many, many different kinds of practices, how to feel more connected to ourselves, to each other. Sometimes we actually feel lonely because we're disconnected from ourselves, because there's parts of us that we're actually not feeling and facing. There's parts of ourselves we're not allowing. There's parts of ourselves we're rejecting or criticizing. So that's also can be a part of it, right? So it's for a simple feeling like loneliness, it's just such a huge network of potentialities of where's that coming from and what's creating it and how does that work. So that's just a little dip into that. And let me know what you heard from that, if you got anything from that, if any of that was useful, if you want clarification on that, if you want me to go deeper into any aspect of that. But yeah, for those listening, let me know what you just heard in that, what you received from that little rant teaching. And then also, how to find a purpose was another question. What's up, Tess? Welcome. Good to see you. I'm asking people for themes, anything you guys want me to talk about. So, finding a purpose, something that I kind of like to play with is the fact that we are already on purpose, as that purpose is already imbued within us. That what if our purpose is already just to be here, to breathe and to eat and to go to the bathroom? What if our purpose is already just present in our every mundane action? Another thing that I like to think about is, what if our purpose is actually just the reverse image of our life? And I mean that by, if we feel lonely, then maybe our purpose is to create connection and share the antidote to loneliness. If we were abused, maybe the antidote of that is to teach people to use their voices or create ways for people to feel protected or create organizations, right? If we were traumatized, our purpose is then finding ways to help people heal trauma. That we actually can take whatever journey we were on, whatever happened to us, whatever work we've done, whatever healing that we've created in ourselves, and then just start sharing it. So our purpose, it's already connected to us, to our journey, to our story, to our journey. Our purpose isn't necessarily this like thing out there that we have to create. Our purpose is actually already the journey that we're on. We already have that blueprint laid inside of us into our genetics, right? Just through what we've healed. And it can go also into family, right? It can go into how you were treated by your parents and family traumas, right? Or traumas or different issues within our country, right? What speaks to you? What's passionate to you? What's the thing that you really want to work for and work towards and share? And what's the change you want to see in the world that you're actually willing to also embody and to become an authority on? There's also cultural things, right? So, like if we're in an ethnic group, in a religious group, right, that carries a certain vibration or a certain trauma, how can I live the solution to that? Right? How can I open something up that creates the antidote? So if we really just investigate our own situation and this intersectionality of ourselves, right? The intersection of my gender and my age and my race and my religion and my family and my country. And we just overlay all of these things in each of these individual identifying threads. There's so much richness. There's so much to investigate. I could live lifetimes just how to heal America. I could live lifetimes just how to heal men. I could live lifetimes just how to heal my family lineage. I could live lifetimes, if I could freeze time right now, okay, things 40-year-olds need to figure out and know, right? I was born Jewish. I could do whole lifetimes. I could live many lifetimes and spend those entire lifetimes just dedicated to how to heal and help and support the Jewish people, right? I became a Buddhist. I could live lifetimes, multiple lifetimes, one after the other, just dedicated to how to support Buddhism and how to shift Buddhism into a better way and help make people understand things. So we could really take any piece, any part of us, and we could explore that. And it's like sacred geometry, right? It's like anything you open up becomes a whole ecosystem to investigate. And then each of those things you could open up. Something that I love is one of those, it's like an Instagram video, right? Where it shows like the Himalayas or something. It zooms out and then it's the Earth. Then it zooms out and it's like the solar system. And it zooms out and it's the Milky Way. And it zooms out and it's like our supercluster and it zooms out, right? And this cool thing, like it zooms out until it's the edge of the known universe. And I was like, whoa, it's so big and so far. And then slowly it starts to go back inwards. And this is where, for me, the magic happened. As it was zooming in, the known universe, as it was portrayed, it was like this ball of light. And as it moved into that ball of light, it became many little pixels, like many little balls of light. and then it went towards just one of those balls, and then that ball started to open up, and then that ball also just became like a bunch of pixels, like a field of light, like dots of light everywhere. And then it took one of those dots and it zoomed into that dot, and that dot again expanded and became a bunch of little dots of light. And this thing happened again and again and again until eventually it was also like this ball of light, and we zoomed in, and then it was the Milky Way, and then we saw a ball of light, and we zoomed into that, and then it opened up, and it was our solar system. And then you see the sun, and you zoom into the sun, and that opens up, and it's particles, and you zoom into a particle, right? And then you get an atom, and then you zoom into an atom, and the atom's just electrons, protons, neutrons, and you zoom into one of the protons, and the proton becomes just subatomic particles, and you zoom into one of those things, and there's this repeating pattern of a thing looking like a ball of light. This is how I describe it, what I saw. And you zoom into this ball of light that looks so solid, and it suddenly becomes a bunch of little points of light. And you zoom into that, and it's a ball of light. You zoom into that, and again, it's points of light. And you just keep going in and in and in, and there's never anything to grasp. That it's just more empty space. You can keep going in and in and in, and everything that looks like a thing, you go into that thing, and it again just becomes more empty space. And there's just no end to it. So my belief is that it's just infinite in both directions, that you can get as small as you want or as big as you want, and you're again just going to keep getting things that look like something, and you go into it and it breaks into smaller pieces. You go into one of those, it breaks into smaller pieces. So it's like a fractal image. It's sacred geometry. It just keeps going, and any one piece becomes a whole nother thing, and each of those pieces becomes a whole nother thing. It goes on forever. If you watch the most recent Ant-Man movie, Into the Quantum Verse, they know what's up. Go as deep as they can. There's a whole nother world. Go Marvel. I don't even know why I said that. Oh yeah. So as we're talking about anything, right? Whether it was like talking about loneliness that then became all these things, right? Whether we're talking about purpose, and suddenly it's like, fuck, like I could explore forever in any of these directions, in any of these dimensions. I think we have the opposite problem. I think the real problem is the overwhelm, that there's just such a limitless amount of arenas to explore, and we have such limited time and energy to actually see everything that's out there, to understand everything fully. All right, Tessa. Love walking meditations. Walking with the spirits yesterday next to a monastery. Oh, I want to go to a monastery. Like visiting. I received the message about connection, focusing on connection, and the feeling of loneliness can be due to a lack of alignment or connecting to ourself. And my comforting energy. That's true. The comforting monk. I once thought to call like, if I had like a brand, it'd be like the cozy monk. I thought that'd be like a good name for me. But then that was already taken, and it's a bar. So I was like, all right, forget it. Shifting, like I said last week. Yeah. So if you guys did not hear my talk last week on magic, listen to that talk. It is probably one of the most important talks I have ever given in the past week. That was a really, really important, really powerful teaching. I actually have I have some stories about that. Some things happened to me that I'll consider sharing, because they do involve a famous name. So we'll see. Feeling not good enough. Monk cuddle. So feeling not good enough. I'm hearing, let me just grab onto that for a second. So Lynn, you said feeling not good enough. Tell me more. What do you mean feeling not good enough? Just as a topic? So there's something called feeling not good enough. And it was, and I ordered the book. Oh, you ordered the book from Donnie Epstein? This is the book. You have 5 seconds to write it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 0. Okay. Where was I? Feeling not good enough. So, feeling not good enough is a feeling that all of us feel at certain times. A lot of that comes back to our parents. If you imagine as a child that your parents are really busy and they're doing house stuff, and you're like, hey, I'm here. Hey, look at this picture I just drew. Hey, here's the thing. And you get like, oh, that's nice, honey, or I don't have time for that. Right? We feel not good enough. We feel like not important. Or if we get, oh, that's nice. Why'd you make the sun blue? It's yellow, right? Suddenly, oh, that, when we are told that the way that we are is a burden, or it's an annoyance, or it's unwanted, or a thing that we're doing, our way of expressing ourselves is not right. Um, you know, People take that information in different ways. Some really strive to be the best. Some strive to do what they think everybody wants them to do. Some strive to be a polite boy or girl, or to be successful. A lot of people actually live their entire lives trying to cover up a not good enough feeling. So that's an important one to look at. Um, because at the end of the day, not good enough for who or for what? Um, there will be people that we are good enough for in certain situations. Like, I'm not going to be one of those NASCAR pit stop driver. I'm not going to be sitting there fixing the guy's tires really quickly on the NASCAR track before he drives off again. I would not be good enough for that because I don't know how to do that. I'm not a good enough driver to be a NASCAR driver either, but I am good enough to drive myself to work every day and to drive other people. Right. So the feelings, like feeling not good enough, it's kind of this weird feeling frozen in time, but it's like, what's the orientation that it's holding on to? Right. Good enough for what? Because there's some things we are good enough to do, and there's some things we're not good enough to do. And there's some things we are good at doing, and some things we're not great at doing. And there's a lot in between. Also, feeling good enough generally feels like not lovable, is kind of like where that's headed. And same kind of thing. It's like, well, you know, there are people that love me. There are people that don't love me. There's people that love parts of me. There are parts of people that love parts of me. If you try that one on for size, right? Is that there's going to be someone who really admires guys that make Facebook Live videos. They're going to really admire me because I'm making Facebook Live videos. Maybe parts of them don't like guys who are monks. So there's going to be parts of them that don't like me. There's going to be parts of them that do like me. So, you know, when we start breaking this stuff down, it all gets very nuanced. That it's the same kind of theme of like expanding out or going in and zooming out. And usually, if you're stuck in a problem, you just either need to zoom in or out or both. You just need to change your perspective. And usually, we start to see more information. So, usually, feeling stuck in something, it's like stuck in a perception, Right. So you're saying feeling misunderstood is a part of it, and fear of rejection. Yeah. Um, I if this was happening in real time, I would say to everybody, if you ever feel misunderstood, raise your hand, and every single person on this call would raise their hand. If I said, if you're afraid of getting rejected, sometimes raise your hand, everyone on this call would also raise their hand. So firstly, again, just realizing these are human emotions. This is just part of what it means to have this human experience. There's two paths to go. I'm sure there's more, but we'll just say for now, there's two paths. If you're feeling misunderstood, for instance, the first path is to express yourself. If you're feeling misunderstood, maybe one could say, hey, I feel like there's a misunderstanding, or hey, I'm feeling not fully seen. And then that sometimes opens up a dialogue of vulnerability for people to actually see you. Sometimes, and this is something that I've been working with, because when I was a monk, everything I did was about regulating myself. So if I felt misunderstood as a monk, what I would do is I would breathe and I would feel my feeling of being misunderstood. And I would own my feeling. That's me, that's my feeling. Stuff that I've been learning recently is, where do I feel that in my body? Put my hand on that spot, breathe into that, right? Feel the feeling, be with it. Let go of the resistance to feeling misunderstood. It's not going to kill you. It's just a feeling, right? Sometimes I feel misunderstood. Yeah, I do. It makes me sad. Right? You cry. I feel misunderstood. And you kind of like go through that emotion, and then suddenly you're like, okay, now I actually feel okay that we move through something a little bit. So there's this important process and practice of owning your nervous system, owning your feelings, and regulating it yourself. And then there's a whole other side, which is also co-regulating, where we share with others that we can also be like, hey, like I feel like you just misunderstood me. I feel misunderstood right now. And sometimes that invites somebody to say, oh, sorry, please explain yourself so I can understand you better. So either one of those things, it's active. So again, it's like imagining the person standing on the escalator and the escalator stops, right? We could sit there and be like, oh no, I'm stuck on an escalator, right? Which, as we know, would be like standing on a pair of stairs and saying, oh, you have to do something. You have to walk up or down. You have to be active to move yourself off of that thing. So, something that I'm, I don't know how to even say, a big proponent of is what can you do? Knowing also that sometimes doing the thing you can do is nothing, right? That in some situations the thing to do is to be in an uncomfortable situation. That sometimes there is nothing to do but to be right where you are and let the discomfort work its magic on you. Let something be really hard or really painful because of the alchemical process that it's going to help shift something within us, right? So sometimes the best thing to do is just to be with what's there. I work at an outpatient center, and I was working with a client today at that center. Um, and he was expressing kind of like he wants to change, but just like a low energy and monotone and kind of just this thing. And I was like, listen, bro, like there's two options here. And it's like you either motivate yourself, you find some motivation to change, or you're going to stay in the state you're in and it's going to get more and more and more painful until that pain is so unbearable that finally you're motivated to do something and change, right? That change can either happen because we're deciding to change, or you're going to get so miserable and you're going to be in so much pain that eventually you have no choice but to change, right? It's going to happen one of two ways. And we get to choose. And I personally would rather people don't get so bad that they have to get the divorce, that they have to get cancer, that they have to, that something really life shattering has to happen for them to kind of like step up and own their shit. And also sometimes like there's parts of us that just that's what it is, that it's just so entrenched and we're just so stubborn, or we're so afraid of it, or we're so overwhelmed, or it's been in our family for so long, or whatever it is, that sometimes it takes like a really extreme. A lot of people that come to spirituality, they come because their life fell apart. People that are sober, right, it's because their alcoholism drove them to a point where they're in so much pain that they had to do something different. So pain is a great motivator, unfortunately. um, but we can also choose. We can also choose to shift stuff before it gets to that point, if possible, right? So yeah, I'm glad that this stuff's resonating. So what are you guys hearing now? So what kind of what came out of that last part for you? What's hitting into your system? What is it bringing up? What are you resonating with? So what are you hearing from me? Um, it's good to echo a little in dialogue. It's actually, I love these. I love doing Facebook Lives. This is actually like really fun for me. I feel like I'm like the host of a radio show or something. But something that I really actually thrive on are the interactions. Is being able to like hear what people are thinking and seeing, and to see people. So that's kind of a hindrance for me. Is that firstly, I can't just have like immediate feedback from you guys and kind of like feel the room, as it were. And also there's like this lag that I'll say something and like 40 seconds later someone's like, oh, that's great. So it's kind of like just me talking to myself and just assuming that you're hearing me. So I'm always happy to kind of just hear how that went, what you're receiving. uh process my before I get to 6. Yeah, Tessa. Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, I don't like saying things like this always because I know there's a lot of people that don't want to hear it, and this actually gets people angry sometimes. But as both of you were kind of mentioning, yeah, cancer is a thing, and we don't like to think that we're kind of, and it's not about blaming. It's not like it's your fault that you have cancer. It's like that's terrible, but it's also just realizing, and I lived in a Chinese medicine center, right? I lived in a Chinese medicine center for 10 years in a monastery where every day we're giving acupuncture needles, working on people's bodies, seeing how the body and the emotions are connected, and how by not processing certain emotions and certain themes, certain organs get dysregulated, certain parts of the body get sick. And then it expresses things that if we haven't dealt with certain emotional themes, that the body then has to express them, right? And so we can um, support our body to support the health of our body. We can support our emotions, and it's our mental health as well, right? It goes both ways. So cancer can be also a wake-up call, um, yeah, amongst other things, right? So any last things before we get into a little bit of meditative practice? Oh, cancer free. Congratulations, Lynn. Woo! May you stay that way. Your reminder of the vastness of the expanding out and zooming back in almost regrounded some discombobulation that has been hindering me. I'm just happy that somebody used the word discombobulation in front of me today. That just made my day. Thank you. All right. Cool. All right, let's do a thing. I still don't even know what thing we're gonna do, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Thunderclap. All right. We're going to do the thunderclap. You clap your hands, you rub them together so they're nice and warm, and you angle them. Actually, we could first create a little ball of energy between our hands. So just connect to your own energy. Take a second. Fill it up with the love from your heart, the love from your soul. Fill it up with your intentions for healing and goodness. And you can angle your hands now at the camera, at the community space, and just slowly knowing that there are other people also channeling their energy into this space. And slowly you'll start to, there it is, you start to feel these little waves of energy coming through. It's a really powerful practice. We used to do this back in the day, and love activators, and way back in the day, and Earth Elders, which used to be the Quantum Healing Summit. So we had a point where we had like thousands of people doing this kind of stuff together. Oh, this feels good. Good job, everybody. So just taking a moment to just channel, creating this field of energy. So we're all just syncing up our fields. And for those of you that were on the call last week, we can connect up into the feeling of victory, up into the feeling of celebration for the highest good for all beings, just connecting up into the feeling that We are birthing the new earth through ourselves, through our actions, through our intentions. I invite you all to just take a really deep breath in through your nose, down to your belly, out through your mouth. You can close your eyes. How could we ever possibly be alone? Feeling the presence of our ancestors, of our guides, of the angels, feeling all the spiritual masters of the past, present, future, whose prayers, whose intentions are still with us right now. The multidimensionality of love, of blessings, of protection. Just really opening up to receive the blessings of the universe, the love of the universe, the divine grace of the universe, the white light of the universe. Just opening up to receive and share. Allow yourself to be bigger. We play way too small all the time. Allowing ourselves to be bigger, opening up our vessel to receive more light. And as we're holding the space open, just setting the intention that this energy is slowly healing us, healing our minds, healing our hearts, healing our bodies, healing our nervous systems, our energy systems, allowing the energy field that we are creating to clear away anything in your field that does not belong there. Any entities, beings, negative karmas, negative harms, curses, black magic, people speaking badly about you, ill intentions in your field anywhere, people that are jealous of you, right? Anything that you've carried into this life from other lifetimes, anything connected to your family, anything connected to your culture, anything connected to your religion, anything connected to your genetics, anything connected to your physical body, to this mind, to this heart, to this stream of consciousness. It's just allowing the feeling of white light to come down. Imagine just like a white light is coming down from the center of the universe, just coming down through the heavens, through the skies, just boom, hitting us, expanding like a big spotlight all around us. So just filling up this space. Like all of us are actually sitting in a big circle together. Just imagine all of us are in a big circle together, and this ball in a big bubble of white light. Right, it's coming down from above, and it's making this big bubble around us. We're all channeling it and receiving it at the same time as well. Letting that light even expand a little more. Just imagining we're all sitting in a circle and it's expanding beyond us. So it's just getting bigger. It's just clearing things out. Allowing you to also clear out things from past lives from you, things that aren't even yours anymore. If you'd like, you can imagine your ancestors sitting behind you, whether it's your parents, those in your distant past, whatever, however many, it could be thousands of them. There could be two of them. There could be one of them. Just allowing yourself to feel that you're being supported by your ancestors right now. They're behind you. They could just be sitting behind you. They could have a hand on your shoulder, on your back. They can be holding up their hands too and channeling energy. They can be stretching back into infinity in the distance, or they can literally just be like as if there's one person sitting there, as you wish. Whatever's coming intuitively for you, you can invite in however many you want. Yeah, we are so supported, everybody. And then we also just invite in our guides, so spirit guides, angels, just those who are on other dimensions and other places of consciousness that are loving us, that are supporting us, that are serving the highest good, the highest purpose, the highest love, the highest light. And imagining them kind of just like floating around our head, like above our head, beside our head, just wherever they are. They could be whole beings. You could, have like a whole Buddha floating next to you, or it could just be like a little wisp of light, just that, in another dimension that's a whole being, but we just experience it like a little white light wisp. So just feeling we got our ancestors, we just got these kind of angels and spirit guides floating around just above our heads in our field. So really just connecting to this energy field. We're setting these protections, setting these connections. And allowing our heart to begin to soften, imagining that your heart is now starting to fill with this white light. Now, this white light is actually entering into your heart, specifically into your heart, clearing out. Reconnecting any parts of you that are disconnected, including all of your painful feelings, all of the beliefs that you've been pushing away, all the parts of you that you reject, that you're ashamed of, anything that you haven't forgiven yourself for, anything that you feel like needs forgiveness, anything you feel guilty about. All parts of yourself that feel unlovable, unworthy, less than. Letting them all connect into this light, letting this light connect to you, letting this light love you. There's nothing that you need to do. You can just allow this light in through your system, through your nervous system, into your heart. Heck, it can even go into your brain and just start rewiring your brain. Just may our brains all get rewired with a better belief system, something that's more empowering, with clarity, with new tools, with new abilities to speak up for ourselves, to set boundaries, to regulate, to decide what we want, what we don't want, to say yes and no, to attract in what's meant for us, to know when to surrender and release, to know when to work, to know when to fight, to know in every moment how to be so that our life can be in the greatest flow. Our brains are lighting up with this white light. Our hearts are lighting up. We can go down even into the belly, into the digestion, where we digest our food, but also our emotions, where we hold stuff. Allowing this light into the belly, taking some deep breaths into the belly, letting this light go down into the body. Letting the belly fill with light. I need this. Wow. Yeah, it's letting the light go down into the belly, even all the way down to the root chakra, down to the tailbone. Just filling up this body, the chakras, the physical body, with light. This is a cleansing light, a protective light, a blessed light. Just really feeling that this light is clearing you out. Your ancestors are behind you, channeling your energy. You are doing this work for all of them. A lot of your shit belongs to them anyway. You've got your angels and guides floating around you, cheering you on, channeling this light too, rooting you on. They have been waiting for you to do this work. And you have the entire world, everybody. You're doing this work for everybody. As you're cleaning down, this white light is in your root chakra. Also imagine your root chakra is extending almost like a root down into the earth. Imagine that it's just connecting down into the earth. This white light is connecting down to the earth, connecting down to the center of the earth, to the earth chakra. So the center, the energy point, the center of the earth, which also is this brilliant white light. So this white light is coming down from the sky into your crown, through your spine, through your body, down and out and into the earth beneath you. You are literally just a channel, a pillar of white light from the top all the way to the bottom. From the center of the universe to the center of the earth, your body sitting perfectly between heaven and earth, held down by gravity, held up by the earth. You are simply a column of white light, a channel of this energy, and feeling it just filling your whole body, your arms, your legs, everywhere it needs to go, in the physical and the non-physical, and the mental, emotional, spiritual, karmic, situational. Allowing this light to beam into all areas of your life, just imagining, pretending, making believe, allowing, giving permission for this light to flow into all areas of your life, into all situations, into all dynamics, just bringing resolution, bringing peace, bringing blessings, bringing insight, allowing every area of your life to receive this light, all of your relationships, your job, your finances, your health, your home life, your hobbies, your purpose. Every part of your life, your entire bedroom, your hometown, where you are now, your house, your room, even your shoes, everything just filling, connecting to this light. Your toothbrush is made of light. Just really letting this light go everywhere, letting this light fill up every nook and cranny inside of your ears, letting it be everywhere. Inside of your friends' ears, everyone's ears are filled with light. Everyone's noses, nostrils are filled with light. Every molecule of everyone's bodies are turning into light on this whole planet. Fuck, and this whole universe, just letting this entire universe just be one big expressive ball of light. Allowing a field of light that just penetrates everything in every direction, that is everywhere. There's nothing to do. It just is. We're just seeing it, holding it together. Breathing, allowing your body to sway any way it needs to, allowing your body to move, to reorganize, just allowing this light to move into your body, allowing your body to take on the vibrations, the resonance of light. Light is going every place. No resistance to light anywhere. Light is just flowing, light is being. We're just holding this vision. By holding this vision, we are creating this reality. We together are creating this reality for the highest good of all beings, as we are a drop in the ocean of birthing a new humanity onto this earth, birthing a new way of being, birthing a culture and society of people who are here to do good, to give love, to create from the place of unity, to create from a place of togetherness, to create from a place of usness. The last generations created from a place of hierarchy, created from a place of power, created from a place of disconnection from those on top taking and those on the bottoms losing. We are creating for all. All are receiving, all are giving, all are apart, all are connected. This exists right now, and we allow it, when we open up and connect to it. We literally in this moment are holding open a portal of energy to birth a new humanity. We are doing it. We are feeling it. We are being it. It is infusing into our cells, into our bodies, into our nervous systems. There is nothing we could do to escape it. No matter what you do, you can't even self-sabotage this one. It is just happening. You are the light. You are here on purpose. You are doing amazing work. You are lovable. You are loved. You are worthy. You are seen. You are good enough. You are supported. The universe has your back. No matter what you do, you cannot break away from this truth that you are on the exact perfect right path for yourself, and you're doing a great fucking job. That is the only truth. So breathing in, surrendering all of our resistance, surrendering all of our false beliefs, surrendering all the parts of us that still want to play small, that still think that we're less than, and really just allowing the truth of our greatness, of our brilliance, of our perfection, of our power in, feeling this connection fully through you. Heck, if you want, stepping into our angelic bodies, everyone imagining that you can feel a set of wings on your own back, just two big, bright, beautiful white wings on your back, just flapping. Just connect to your angel body. We have all dimensions, like a radio can turn to any station. We could tune to any frequency we want. So let's connect to our angel realm. Everyone, just feel that you have wings on your back. Why not? Children can make believe, I can't wait. Just pretend they're there for a second. What does it feel like to feel like you have a beautiful big pair of white angel wings on your body? Maybe some of you have never felt that before, but wow, there they are. Boom. You're in that dimension. Feels like soft white feathers. It's nice. Connecting to the fact that we get to decide reality, that we are these receivers. We get to tune into any dimension we want. We are the radio dial. Our third eye, imagine there's a radio dial on your third eye. You can turn that dial to any station you want, and it projects that reality outwards. We get to choose how much pain, how much love, how much suffering, how much bliss. That is our dial to turn. We have lots of stories, lots of beliefs, lots of voices that tell us what's quote unquote real, what quote unquote how things are. A lot of people trying to convince you of their stories so they can feel better, so that they can feel safer in their beliefs, that they don't have to grow or learn, so they don't feel like their lives were a failure. We do this in our culture. We support people, but in the wrong way. We support people called peer pressure, making them do the things that we feel like we have to do, even though we don't want to. But if we have to, they have to also. Holding each other in this horrible pattern of judgments, criticisms. So as we connect to the light, as we connect to the truth of our wings, feeling those beautiful angel wings just chilling on your back, and just allowing yourself to just be this beautiful being of light that can honestly do whatever the fuck you want to do. That you are beautiful, you are perfect, you are powerful. Allowing yourself permission to be majestic. What does that feel like? You deserve it. Taking a few deep breaths into the body, allowing these energies to settle, to stabilize. May all beings be free, may all beings be happy, may all beings be clear and clean. May all beings be connected to their divine high selves. May all beings remember the truth of perfection. May all beings remember the truth of unity. May all parts of ourselves, may all parts of all beings be connected by our very living, by our very presence, by our very being, by just living here, by being here, by just showing up, by breathing, by brushing our teeth, by going to the toilet, by eating food, by driving our car, by sneezing, by talking. May we simply, just by existing on this place, completely enlighten, wake up, support, uplift, ascend everybody and everything around us. May we simply just be the vibration. May we hold the vibration, connecting this to the victory, victory for all beings, victory to the light, victory to all beings, victory to us, victory to the light, victory to this world, victory to the earth, victory to humanity. We have such amazing potential. We're so fucking brilliant. We have so much love. There's so much we can do. Oh. Janchu Sancho Rinpoche Maki Panam Gikyuchi Kipe Mapo Mapa Ye Gute Gundu Fewa Sho Tony Dawa Rinpoche Maki Panam Gikyuchi Kipe Mapo Mapa Ye Gune Gundu Fewa Sho. Sadhu, 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 sadhu. Taking some really deep breaths. Really, 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 really deep breaths. Probably the deepest breaths you have taken all day today. Deep, deep, deep. Breathing all the way down into the earth. Breathing through your body. Breathing into your root, into your nervous system. Breathing deeply. Yeah. I invite you to slowly begin wiggling your fingers, your toes, stretching out, slowly coming back. Welcome. Welcome back. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Return to this reality. You bunch of angels, you. Send me some comments about what that was for you, what you experienced. The field is still alive. Nice. So thank you all for joining me for another exciting dive into the deep end on a Tuesday Night Live. Sleepy. Go to sleep. It's late. 10:30 in Massachusetts. It's past your bedtime, Bill. Thank you all for joining. It's a pleasure to serve you. It's really nice doing this with you all every week. Share, spread the good word, love. This is happening. This week, I'm going to share my best. From myself out the forest. Very awesome. Lightness, generosity, Jesus. I actually back to the eyes, chest. Yeah, sit. Turn in the dial. Turn the dial of your attention. Bring it down. You can't hear me. Hear me. So thank you all so much for joining. That was really beautiful. I really appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. Yeah. Let this vibration work through you. The lightness and generosity you felt. You saw Jesus and Michael. I don't know what you guys heard me say just now or not because I unplugged my mic. But yeah, just remember that this is a frequency that we can turn into, that we can connect to any frequency we want, vibration we want. For those of you in Massachusetts and New Hampshire on the East Coast, please go to bed. Take this energy with you. Let this influence your dream state, your reorganization state. And I'm coming to the East Coast on Saturday, so I'll be there for 2 weeks. For those of you in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, look out for my events that I'm doing at the end of this month. 2 one-night healing events and then 1 day-long healers training where you get to really practice with me, and I'm going to teach you a bunch of cool stuff. Next week, I will be in the forests of New Hampshire and potentially will not have reception at 9 o'clock at night, but we shall see. I love you guys. Thank you for joining. Tuesday Night Live, out.